Hey there, folks. I'm Matt Welch. I'm the sports editor here at Star Local Media. Just going to pass along a recap of the football game that I covered on Friday night, and what a game it was. I was out at C.H. Collins Athletic Complex out in Denton, taking in a very compelling district opener between Plano Senior and Denton Guyer, two teams that figure to be in that mix for a couple playoff spots in District 6A. Ultimately, though, it is Plano who takes a step forward in that pursuit. They come away with a 38-36 victory over Guyer. They spoil Denton Guyer's homecoming, unfortunately for those folks. It was a game that had a chance to really be this dominant statement game for Plano with the way that things shaped up, and then it got crazy, in a word. Ultimately, though, this does go down when you factor in just the caliber of opponent to win on the road at a spot that teams historically struggle at against an opponent the caliber of Denton Guyer, as consistent as that program has been over the years. This is arguably the biggest win for Plano under head coach Jadon McCullough since he has been at the helm of that program, and he said as much afterwards. Obviously, I think if you're going to get a victory though of that magnitude, I mean, as I put in my game story, it is one that the Plano fans are not going to be forgetting for a long time, because this game was wild. As far as where to start and trying to digest just what happened out in Denton, I guess first let's start with the ending. Now there are quite a few numbers in this game that worked in Denton Guyer's favor. They outgained Plano overall 511 yards to 374, 28-7 on first downs. But the one stat that jumps out above all else that really kind of explains this Denton Guyer, this rally by Denton Guyer. They ran 83 plays on the night to just 33 for Plano. To kind of, I should probably set the scene. So Plano led this game by as many as 24 points early in the third quarter. Guyer then scores 22 unanswered, including a pair of 2-point conversions, and then had a crack at a third. So yes, then now taking that into consideration, as I mentioned, Guyer runs 50 more plays than Plano, and when there's that big a disparity in the number of plays run, obviously the defense on the wrong end of that of all of those play calls, the defense is going to get worn down at some point, and this is what happened, with Plano, for reasons that I'll get into in a bit regarding how Plano's offense approached this game in a very, very unique fashion. But yes, you could definitely see the wear and tear against a team like Guyer, which again is built to really grind teams down late behind that big, strong offensive line. They got a real physical running game headlined by Cadrick Cobbs, who definitely put in work tonight. It's a team that is built to wear teams down in the fourth quarter, and you could see that wear and tear take effect on Plano. Between that, that was kind of the what contributed to things on defensively for Plano. Offensively, Plano's play calling, they kind of got away from the from the runs that were working early on. They favored more runs to the outside early on in the game. Later on, as they were just trying to whether it was to try and milk clock, to try and give their defense time to rest or whatnot, Plano resorted to what Coach McCullough referred to as ground and pound runs. Just kind of running right into the heart of Guyer's defense, something that Guyer was obviously prepared for. It didn't really do a whole lot for Plano, and ultimately gave Guyer a bit of a lifeline. Despite being down by 24 points, Guyer managed to put together some long sustained drives, thanks to Cadrick Cobbs and backup quarterback Trace Jewell. They were able to get within 8 points. So let's get to the end now. With 1:58 left in the fourth quarter, Plano goes 3 and out, and they punt back to Guyer. Guyer gets the ball at Plano's 41. Like I said, they had their backup quarterback in, Trace Jewell. He and the offense, they're able to work their way down to the goal line. Ultimately, though, it ends with Cadrick Cobbs scoring on a 6-yard run as time expires to pull Guyer within 2, 38-36. So time expires. The 2-point conversion is coming up. They run Guyer they run Cobbs again on the 2-point conversion on a sweep to the outside, to the left side. I think it was, looking back through the video, I'm pretty sure it was Dante Nicholson, the safety for Plano. He is able to break through and trip up Cobbs at the line of scrimmage, just enough for Cobbs to stumble forward. He ends up stumbling, falls 1 yard short of the end zone, and Plano was able to hang on for the victory. A wild, dramatic victory. Kind of ironic that that's how it ended for Plano, considering the wear and tear on the defense. I mean, this was a defense that in those last drives, I mean, every guy or ball carrier was getting yards after contact, big yards after contact. You could definitely see the wear and tear of the game taking its toll on a defense that played a lot on Friday, and that was partially because the offense turned in what I would describe as one of the more uniquely incredible performances from Plano's offense in quite some time. Now, they've had games where they've gained more yardage, but the fashion in which they scored tonight was unlike anything I have seen out of Plano's offense in the 8 years that I have been covering this team. Plano scored, of Plano's 38 points, they scored 5 touchdowns. Of those 5 touchdowns, those touchdowns required a total of 8 combined plays. 8 combined plays to score 5 touchdowns. Plano had 3 touchdown drives that lasted just 1 play. I mean, this was this is kind of something that they showed the week before, 2 weeks ago, I should say, against Rowlett. I mean, Plano is behind this, this offensive line that has been a real boost for the team, just given it was kind of a question mark coming into the season because there was only one returning starter on that line. Between that offensive line and just the job Plano has done blocking, plus this thunder and lightning running combination that they have with Kyron Cumby and Cody Crisp, Plano has manufactured a ton of big plays on offense, way more than I am accustomed to seeing, and that was their MO on Friday, for better or worse, for whatever for whatever consequences it had on its defense as the game wore on. Plano was just, like we said, Plano scored us. They had 5 touchdowns, or they had 5 touchdown drives on 8 plays. Those 8 plays, they gained 299 yards of offense. At the heart of it all was Kyron Cumby, who had one of the more just unique statistical performances in recent Plano ISD football history. Kyron Cumby carries the ball 6 times tonight, 6 times for 227 yards. That's right, 227 yards and 3 touchdowns. At one point, Cumby had he had touchdown runs of, I've got it down. He had touchdown runs of 65 yards. Actually, no, it was 68 yards, 75 yards, and 82 yards. He had touchdown runs on 3 consecutive carries. They all went the distance. He added a 31-yard touchdown catch to begin the game. I mean, it was as dominant it was as much of a home run threat game from Plano's second-year running back as he has shown. And a lot of this was just getting him on the outside, getting him in space, letting his speed do the rest. And Geyer had no answer for it through at least 2.5 quarters. Plano was able to let its passing game breathe a little bit tonight. Jonathan Taylor had a pair of touchdown passes, one to start the game, a 31-yard connection to Cumby, and then later on he hit Caleb McAway for a 37-yard touchdown. And yeah, Plano rode the big play to again. They led this game at one point 38-14 early in the third quarter before Geyer made its late comeback. Some other notes from this game. Denton Geyer just did not do itself any favors early on. They lose the turnover battle 3-0 in this game, which again kind of makes it a little bit more impressive. They were able to make it as close as they did despite that number. They lose 3 fumbles, including 2 on their first 2 series of the night. Plano was able to turn that into 10 points. And then also, the passing game did not do much at all for Geyer tonight. Plano was able to hold the quarterback duo of Luke Stillwell and Trace Jewell to a combined 3 of 19 passing. This was, their offense was, basically was Kadrick Cobbs or bust. Kadrick Cobbs finishes the night with 31 carries for 206 yards. He scores 4 touchdowns. That is as much success as anybody has had against Plano's defense so far. But ultimately, yes, the Wildcats are able to hold on, withstand that late rally, and pick up a win that, this is, despite the manner in which it happened. I know there's going to be some who look at that, you know, almost blowing that massive lead as kind of a knock against Plano for this. But understand, like this, you don't get style points in District 66A for for margin of victory. I mean, this is a Plano team that that lost 3 district games last year by a combined 7 points. So yes, if you're Plano, you are taking a 2-point victory. You will take that to the bank any which way you can. That coupled with Plano winning by 1 point earlier this year against Hebron, Plano thriving in those close quarters in situations where this is a situation where they struggled last year, to close out games, and they've done that now twice against their 2 toughest tests on the season. As a result, they are 4-0 for the first time since 2008. So it's been a while since Plano's been unbeaten this far into the season. And yes, like a win like this over Denton Geyer, a perennial powerhouse, like I said, arguably the biggest win of Jadon McCullough's head coaching career. There's genuine reason for excitement now for Plano. This is a win that does a lot to bolster their hopes of getting into the playoffs. They will, and now while also kind of reinforcing because Coach McCullough was very adamant after the game about how we just, they let them back in, whether it was through just a lack of discipline on Plano's end or a lack of just focus. I mean, 2 things that will be top of mind for Plano this coming week as they prepare for their next district game against a McKinney team that got the better of Plano last year. Bit of a shocker last season as the Lions defeated the Wildcats. Plano will look to avenge that loss Friday at 7:30 from Clark Stadium. And but beyond that is about all. That was a little long-winded, but yes, a very fascinating district opener. One of the crazier finishes I've seen in some time, and I say this after that Lake Dallas Frisco Centennial game that I saw a few weeks ago, which was also one of the craziest games that I've seen today. So I'm a little fortunate with some of the crazy football I've seen to start the season. So but yes, nevertheless, you can check out this story plus a couple videos at starlocalsports.com. On Twitter, you can follow me along at mwelchslm. That is all I had, folks. It's late at night. I need to go get some rest, but hey, I appreciate y'all checking this out. You guys have a great weekend, and I will check in with y'all next week. Have a good one.